If you're looking to simplify your life and downsize your possessions, limiting yourself to just 100 items may be the perfect place to start. Living with fewer possessions can free up time, energy, and money, and make it easier to focus on the things that are truly important. So in this video, we'll show you how to downsize your life to only 100 items. Number 1, make a list of your top priorities. Before you can even start downsizing, you need to know what you prioritize in your life. You'll mainly want to focus on the essentials because it's very easy to get to 100 items this way. These are things like food, clothes, shoes, utensils, dishware, soaps, shampoos, and anything you really need to live. Once you've gathered the bare minimum of items that are non-negotiable, you need to narrow them down so that you have the absolute bare minimum of everything. For instance, let's say you already have 50 articles of clothing. This is clearly a lot more than you need, so start by trying to cut it down by half. The same can be said about mugs, for instance. Let's say you have a family of 4 and only 2 of you really use mugs to drink. At most, you should only have 6 mugs, but preferably you should only have 1 per person. Bonus tip: a great way to stay on top of having 100 items is to make a list of your top priorities and keep it handy as a reference. This will help you make sure that you always have 100 items and can actually reduce what you currently have down to 100. Number 2, start with the big stuff. I can say I'm still guilty of having an extra dining table downstairs, but we are planning on repurposing it. Regardless, these are the items that tend to be the easiest to get rid of. The reason is that if we have more than one big item, chances are the non-used one is either broken or simply has no purpose in your home. With that in mind, going through these big items is not only an easy start, but they'll also free up tons of space. Don't hesitate to try and sell these big items if they work, because you end up getting more out of it. Plus, it can act as a motivation to get rid of it since you'll be making money back for it. Number 3, donate or sell items you don't need or use. Selling your stuff doesn't only apply to big items. It can be used for just about anything in your home. Typically, you'll want to focus on selling items that you think actually have value. For example, if you have kids' toys that are in excellent condition with all their parts, and maybe even the original box, then it's likely someone will pay for it. On the contrary, if you have a pair of jeans with a hole in the knee, then it's best to donate it or throw it out instead of trying to sell it. A great way to keep up with selling, donating, or throwing away is to have a bin for each in the highly cluttered areas of your home. This will make it much easier to stay in the 100 item number and make sure you're staying on top of your clutter. Number 4, get rid of duplicates. This is likely an area where you can cut down on items significantly. The major place that has tons of duplicates is the kitchen. Most of the time, these duplicates are necessary, but you need to be realistic about it. For instance, if you have 8 plates, but you only have a family of 3, then you have way more plates than you need. Another place you can find this is in your closet. Now, duplicates don't necessarily mean the same exact item, but an item that serves the same purpose. For example, let's say you have 2 shirts that are both buttoned up with long sleeves. However, you always resort to one and never wear the other. This would count as a duplicate, and you can easily get rid of the shirt that you don't wear often, if at all. Number 5, look for items that do multiple jobs. This really is a game changer. One of the best of these items is in the kitchen. In fact, this appliance is so useful, it's essentially replaced the majority of cooking appliances I own. It's a pressure cooker. This amazing appliance has cooked us countless meals ranging from soups and stews, making rice, cooking beans, slow cooking, and even steaming things. It's an extremely versatile tool that can essentially get rid of things like toaster ovens, rice cookers, and crock pots. Of course, items that have more than one purpose extend beyond the kitchen. A large part of having multi-purpose items also comes with a little bit of creativity. For example, A mason jar may only be thought of for food storage, but it can really be used to store anything you want. Number 6, only keep items that bring you joy. Downsizing your life becomes difficult when you're trying to figure out what items to keep that you genuinely enjoy. This requires a bit of a different filter, but it's really simple. Essentially, you want to rank your items on how much joy they bring you. This will take a bit of work and a lot of self-awareness, but it can really help you be more mindful about what items are actually benefiting you in your life. For example, let's say that I'm trying to decide between keeping 2 books. The first book is one that I've read over and over again and really enjoyed. The other one is a book I read once and enjoyed but didn't think it was anything special. To decide which book to keep, I'd pick the first book because it's one that I really love and would still continue reading. What are some items that you won't get rid of because they bring you joy? Let us know in the comments below. Number 7, get rid of things that don't work. It's useless holding on to hope that you'll get around to fixing the item or that there's still some way to use it up. Even if it's plausible to think so, it's unlikely that you'll ever get around to fixing it. So, if you're dedicated to downsizing your life to 100 items more than the hope that you'll fix a broken item, then it's time to get rid of it. It's great to get rid of things that don't work, even if you're attached to them, because it shifts your focus onto the present and what you can use today. This is essential for shifting into an extreme minimalist mindset, and it'll help you enjoy living with less. Number 8, get rid of things that don't fit. I know the first thought you probably had was clothes, right? While clothes are the typical item that doesn't fit, there are also things like furniture, dishware, or anything else you can imagine. A great way to recognize whether you have items that don't fit is to figure out if they have a home or not, like a glass that is always placed in a closet, or a cream that's always put in a bin. The items that don't fit in a specific place but are instead placed on the counter are a very clear signifier that it doesn't fit in your home. There's a lot of nuance in this, so be flexible in deciding on what does or doesn't fit in your home. For example, if you find an accent table that makes your home cramped, then maybe it's an item that no longer fits in your home. If you want to find out more unique tips on minimalism, then subscribe to Investors Weekly, where you can check out plenty more videos. Number 9, consider digital alternatives. There are so many things that can now be replaced with digital alternatives. The most popular of these are books, movies, and music. While CDs, DVDs, and cassettes may be outdated in terms of technology, many people will still keep these for their sentimental value. While some of these may be more important and you absolutely don't want to throw them away, there are some that you can easily get rid of without thinking twice about it. Simply put, if it's not a hard yes, then it's a no. Books, on the other hand, are still very valuable for most people. However, the same principle applies. With apps and technology like Kindle or other e-readers, you can have a whole library in the palm of your hand. So when it comes to books, you need to tell yourself the same thing. If it's not a hard yes, then it's a no. Leave the video a thumbs up if you want to downsize your life to 100 items. Number 10, don't buy items because they're on sale. This one can be an extremely difficult thing to practice, especially when it comes to food. We are wired into thinking that a lower price is a good thing, and that we should take advantage of it. However, this impulse can sometimes overpower reason in the sense that you may want to buy an item that's on sale because you think you need it, but have never used it before. Unfortunately, this is a fast track to clutter and being way over 100 items. The way to avoid this is to be mindful. Unfortunately, having a list doesn't prevent you from buying items on sale. It does help, but what matters most is that you're aware. This means understanding that there are going to be items on sale and understanding that you have the desire to buy them regardless of how much you need them or not. It'll be hard at first, but the more you notice, the less you'll feel inclined to buy sale items, and the more you'll find that you're saving and staying below the 100 item mark.